We are here with Mike Garrity, who is on the other side of the camera now. He typically is the producer of the show. He is also a radio host, a race car driver, and he is sponsored by Kids Embrace Carseats, which is a new company, a new car seat that's out on the market. So we're going to learn all about these car seats.
Cool, I appreciate it. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I love this.
I wish they had this when my son was in a car seat.
Yeah, this is
so
cool. I am expecting my first in July, so I'm learning a lot about car seats, and I've gone through all the training, and you guys can help me along and make sure that I'm talking about everything the right way. But Kids Embrace is a new company, but the people that they have behind them have worked for the major manufacturers for the last couple of years. Really a depth of knowledge in the company, and they just decided to try to make child safety fun. They focused on safety and ease of installation, which I'll show you shortly. But they tried to make it fun because one of them works for the big manufacturer, and they spent over $2 million a year putting different little fun things on the car seats to try to let the kids have fun, little Game Boy adapters and iPod adapters, and none of it ever worked. None of it ever produced any more volume.
Yeah.
But stuff like this, when we go and demo these at the racetracks, we were at Talladega with 200,000 fans, and you couldn't keep the kids out of it. Kids were jumping in it, wanted to play with it, wanted to see it, and aside from being fun, it's functionally the best car seat out there.
Well, I think the reason why kids want to get out of the car seat is nerdy. You know, what if my
Sure.
friends see me in this thing? But that's going to make them feel like a race car driver.
Exactly.
That's how the race car driver, you know, the whole harness, everything. So that's
Exactly.
a great idea.
Yeah, and they've gone outside of just the NASCAR realm. They've got SpongeBob, and they have another one that's just about to be announced. Oh, Spider-Man, SpongeBob, and they have a couple more that are coming at the end of the summer. So they're doing the licensing, and they've got this cool thing. I mean, you really do feel like a race car driver. Being involved in racing professionally for the last 8 years, this is almost identical to the type seat. And I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, but our 5-point harness is actually made by Belt, which makes 50% of NASCAR belts and 75% of Formula One belts. And they spent a little extra money to get the SAE fully certified belt system, because that puts them in a little different class. If it's good enough for me when I'm 200 miles an hour at Charlotte Motor Speedway, it's good enough for your kid when you're going 70 miles an hour on the highway.
Right.
So let's talk about some of the other ways that this car seat's different, because there are a lot of different safety features. Like, for one thing, it can take a lot larger weight than every other car seat on the market, right? And the law, a minimum says kids should be 8 or 80 pounds before they come out of a booster seat or seatbelt enabled car seat. So
yeah, the Kids Embrace seats start at 22 to 65 pounds. Now, there's only a couple seats on the market that go up to 65 pounds. Their price point is right at 180, where the other car seats that are 65 pounds is like 225 to 250.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, they're starting at a lower price point with that higher capacity. The 5-point is nothing, it's standard, but using Belt, they've taken it to a next level there. But really what they focused on is, and I didn't know this till I found this out a couple days ago, 80% of car seats that are in cars right now are improperly installed.
Correct.
Because they really don't come with a lot of instructions and a lot of direction on how to do it. And let's be honest, you're switching from one car to the other car, to the grandma and grandpa's car, and we just want to get it done. So if it's not
awkward
easy,
too. You're bending in back there, trying to like struggle with the belt not locking while you're getting it clipped in.
Right.
And
Exactly.
Well, I think that's the biggest problem is you can go in and take the car seat and you can move it around, which you don't want it to move at all.
Exactly. Yeah, and the old style system was, you know, you had it with the belts in the car, and that was just the way you did it. The ease of installation was their main concern. The other stat is 90% of all fatalities dealing with car seats are due to improper installation. So we're dealing with two very high percentages of these car seats just not functioning right because they weren't installed correctly. So the main thing that they focused on was ease of installation, and they've got the two systems here. They've got the standard latch system on both sides that works with the...
Most cars come with the little latches.
Exactly. Most late model cars, and it's a 1-point to get it out. You push the button in, it pulls it out easy, and then you have your J-hook for the top latch. So you clip this in, you clip the two bottoms, the seat is installed. Ease of installation is not an issue. I can even do this, and I'm going to be a new father, so this makes me feel more comfortable with making sure that it's installed correctly. Then they have shoulder belt, the vehicle shoulder belt guides up here on the headrest that make sure that you're at the absolute proper angle and that you're coming through the right area. So that's your ease of installation. Now your ease of use is something that they worked with as well, because we need to make sure that the kids are comfortable in the seats and want to stay in the seats so they're not wiggling their way out or getting themselves loosened. So just some different things like your shoulder belt tightness can be adjusted here with a single latch and then can be tightened with a single pull. You don't have to re-thread anything, and there's no hook and loop latches that you have to do anything with. If you move the headrest up or down, the J-hook is not affected. That's not typical on these car seats. Normally the J-hook is in with the headrest, and if you move the headrest, you have to re-thread everything.
Well, most of them you can't move the headrest. It's just a flat back.
Right, exactly. And if you find
And
a
they're
model...
not snug enough either on the sides.
Right.
And people install those extra things that slip around with Velcro.
Right.
that keep the head in.
Right.
And what they've done is they've really taken some measurements on what a child's head is going to be during that range and made sure that they're always inboard, but they've rounded the corners so that the kids have peripheral vision so that they can see out the windows, knowing that stimulation is still very important.
Right.
So they've thought about the safety, but they're also thinking about the fun. Being able to see out of the sides. You got your cup holders here, and as we all know with cars and with anything, and child seats included, if it has a cup holder, it's going to sell better and it's going to be nicer because you can do stuff with it.
Half the time it's a bunch of their little collectibles in there anyway.
Right, or their goldfish that they're eating or whatever. It's not necessarily their cup, which is one reason it's nice to have two, but also that's a big reason that kids are trying to wiggle out of their straps is because they're trying to reach something. So if it's all right there, they've got their own built-in little carry case.
Which leads to the next big question. So spills, can you wash it?
Absolutely, yes. This is fully detachable and it's very easily washed. And along with the cup holders, it comes a little a cup insert that you can put Cheerios and fruit snacks and stuff in. It puts it right at the top, and that's you can also take that out and wash it. So, yeah, you can fully detach this entire thing and wash it. You can wash the base. You can wash the cloth. There's just a couple more things about the customization. You can move this bottom harness to the front position as the child gets bigger, so you're not tugging on that part, which is probably not where you want to be tugging. And then these can also move to the top. So as your child gets closer, and booster seats up to 100 pounds, as your child gets larger and you need to start customizing it, it's very easy to move these and not have to re-thread a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And so this is really a car seat that your kid can get used to and have fun with until you're really comfortable with them getting out of a booster seat.
I can see a lot of kids loving it.
Well, yeah, and with the range, how it grows with the child too. I mean, that's a car seat that they're going to be in for years.
Right.
And it's a very competitive price too. Now, where can they find the car seats?
Well, the best thing to do is go to kidsembrace.com, and they have some online distribution right now, and they'll be in some of the big box retailers probably by fall. Obviously, anywhere that they go, they're getting a lot of interest about the product. Because it's fun, the first thing that people want to know is it's functional. And I need to refer to my notes. They received a best fit with the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety, a best fit for belts. That's the #1 rating that you can get. So they're hitting all the numbers and exceeding all the numbers on safety. The ease of installation is there, and then to your point, the kids will want to jump in it and have fun with it. And so if you have all three of those things, you can't lose. And especially if it's $50 less than the other competitors.
And it's going to last longer too.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be around for a while. And if it was made for me, I'd jump in it. Yeah, but I don't know about Dale Jr. I may have to do the SpongeBob one.
That's right. Well, also, just to finish up, too, it is really important that once you put your car seat in that you do get it checked. A lot of the police departments do car seat checks. Jason Colvin with State Farm does that
every
as well.
Friday for free.
Every Friday for free. You can find out more on the lknsavings.com calendar, too. But definitely those statistics are, you know.
And knowing that 80% are improperly installed and knowing that 90% of the fatalities are due to improper installation, really seriously, even if you're using a Kids Embrace seat and we know that it's properly installed, just take it and make sure. They may give you a couple tips about, well, tighten this belt a little more, do these things. You know, they've worked on, because the J-hook's up at the top and it latches to the top of the housing, it has the right leverage. And so once this thing's bolted in, you're where you need to be. But still take it to a place and make sure, just because, you know, the person that's sitting here is the most important, and we want to make sure that everyone's safe.
Plus, keep your kids in as long as you can. I mean, that
Yeah.
goes up to 65 pounds.
100. They have them going up to 100.
And you had the booster up to
this
100.
is 65 and the booster's up to 100. Yeah.
I know my kids are still, my 9-year-old and 7-year-old are still in car seats.
Yeah, give them a little steering wheel and
Yeah.
they can drive along with you and they can do their racing
Yeah.
noises and have a lot of fun, or SpongeBob or all the
Yeah.
different characters they have. So yeah, it's a cool deal and I'm excited to be involved with them.
Great. So thanks and good luck with all your races coming up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.